What's up, YouTube? This is Kevin and Ian with a
Yo.
ZeroHp, and I know it's been a while, but we're doing another installment of Gaming News and Chill. Today is July 8th, and we are going to go through some of the newest topics and all that good stuff of this week. Starting off with, I know everyone's talking about this and just it's crazy. Pokemon Go is out now on Android and iPhone OS. It's crazy. It's had a huge reaction. Everyone and their grandmas are playing it. Old people, young people, everyone's playing it. It's kind of cool. I think it's cool in the sense that it's a social game, but it also requires you to interact in real life.
Oh yeah.
In a weird sense that works out really well. You have to walk around and you detect Pokemon throughout your world and you catch them with your camera and your phone and everything. It's interesting. It's needless to say that they're making bank off of this.
Oh man.
Can you? That's ridiculous. But so everyone's playing it. Everyone that I know is playing it. There have been posts. There's been memes. There's been all types of stuff. So it's early in the launch. It literally launched like 2 days ago, I believe. And they've had some server issues. That's expected when a million people download your app day one. And
Right.
what are your thoughts on that? Have you given it a try at all, or?
I haven't yet, but I definitely will.
Yeah.
Please, you were saying that it encourages you to walk around and basically explore. Please keep it to the walking
Yeah, I
because
know, right?
people have been driving and dying playing
Yeah.
this game. So
Yeah.
please be safe and be smart. But it's
Yeah.
awesome. It's such an innovative. There's just really nothing else like it out there ever,
Yeah.
really, in
No.
gaming.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was mentioning. It's just like the interaction between real life and social media and all that stuff. But yes, I totally agree with there's so many instances so far that people have had. Anytime you're not supposed to use a cell phone, don't use a cell phone. Just that, regardless of saying, if you're not supposed to be, texting and driving, you shouldn't be playing Pokemon Go and driving. It doesn't.
Oh man,
So yeah, don't do that. There's many articles that I've
the
read.
squirtle's right over there.
Yeah, just like get out of their car in the middle of the street. Like it's just
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. I'm like
I feel like it's like one of those things, from the '90s that
yeah,
everyone talks about. Like, oh man, like Furbies were a thing.
yeah.
Like,
Hmm.
and it's gonna be one of those things, in 10 years. Like, God, you remember when Pokemon Go came out
I know.
and people were getting out of their cars in the middle
And
of the
being
crowd?
crazy.
This is gonna be one of those stories that people just tell forever.
Yeah, I've even read an article, believe it or not, a girl in Minnesota was playing her Pokemon Go and she was wandering around the woods and then she found a body, a human body. Like,
What the fuck?
yeah, I was like, what? It was crazy. It's on one of the, it's a girl in Minnesota. I don't remember her name, but read it. It's an article anywhere you can find it. It's really creepy. It's almost to a point where, here's my thing, when you push people to go to places that they do not usually go, random things are going to occur more and
Yeah.
more often, and things like that. It's so weird. It's borderline almost, I don't know, I guess the parent would say it's borderline dangerous, but understand that that's the whole point of the game. It's supposed to get you to be active and go out and do things
Yeah.
and interact with people and your environment around you. But it's a double-edged sword in my opinion, but I think it's a good thing. You get
Oh, me
people to go
too.
out there.
Yeah. I wasn't trying to rain on the parade. It was just
Yeah.
something I read that I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah, no, I totally see that. I've read those articles too. But yeah, you get your Pokemon, you raise them up, you battle, you go to gyms, you join teams, all that stuff. It's very cool, very interesting. For Nintendo, of any studio or any mobile gaming studio, it's Nintendo that releases this. I think this is their first mobile app ever? Mobile app game?
It's a good question. It's their
I,
first major one. I don't know of
yeah.
any others that are like a Nintendo property.
Yeah. Oh, well, there was a Wii like Miiverse thing, but that wasn't actually. It was
Right.
just like a social media thing. It wasn't actually
Yeah,
a
that wasn't a
game.
game.
Yeah. Like so. Yeah. I mean, Nintendo. You guys, let's check it out. It's free. Quote unquote free. You
Yeah,
go-
it's free to pay, right?
yeah, free to pay. There you go. But yeah, check it out. Tons of people. If you like the old Pokemon games, you're probably gonna like this one.
Yeah,
There's
I'll
tons.
definitely play it. I
Yeah.
just haven't yet. I don't know why. I just
Yeah, give it a try. Speaking of old, speaking of old, we there was a game that was just released this year, or not this year, but this week for backwards compatibility. I wonder what game it was.
I don't know. Could it be like I don't
Is it
I don't think it was one of the best games ever made, or was it?
No, was it? I don't know. It's hard to tell. But yeah. So it was Red Dead Redemption. You guys, freaking Red Dead Redemption, one of my favorite games of all time. It's
Same here, man. It's on my top 10.
good. So Xbox, Microsoft has just released it for backwards compatibility on Xbox Live. You can pay and buy it digitally and just have it on there and just play it whenever you want.
Yeah, it's half the price digitally. It's $7.50 on Xbox Live.
Yep.
It's 15 something on Amazon for the like Platinum Hits edition.
Yep.
So if you want that physical copy, you can get it for 15.
Now, if you have the physical copy already, does that entitle you for a free copy?
Yeah, you just pop it into you just pop the disc into the Xbox,
Yeah.
and it'll download it from Xbox Live.
Okay. Do you ever need the disc after that point, or?
Yeah, you will need the disc still.
Okay. So
It's the same thing because otherwise you could just copy that onto like everyone.
Yeah,
You just get rid of it.
true. I don't know. I think it's almost worth the $7.50 just to have it on there whenever you want.
Just do the digital.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just do the digital and just pull it up whenever.
Plus, just to support that game, be like, hey, like we really want a fucking sequel.
Yeah. Oh God, yes.
Which I think
Yes.
they're already probably almost done with.
I mean, they know. I mean, they literally released that game or backwards compatible game this week, and sales rose for the games by 6,000%. It was ridiculous.
It's now 14,000.
Yeah, 14,000. Oh my
Yep.
God.
I just saw that today. I was like, what the
Oh
fuck?
my God, it's ridiculous. So I mean, I'm assuming the sales were like 0 or at least close to 0.
0 or
Yeah.
like 2. Yeah, I mean it
Yeah.
is a Rockstar game, so they're
Yes.
always selling a few copies. Probably.
So yeah, to imagine that, how ridiculous that is a figure. 14,000% increase.
They
in
didn't.
sales.
They didn't even have to. If this wasn't even a remaster,
No, it wasn't. It's just a backwards compatible game. That's all it is.
which means PlayStation 4 is not getting it, and I don't think PC is going to get it either.
No, I don't think so. Not for if they are going to release on any other platform, it'll probably be PC. But I doubt it would ever come out because I feel like they're working on another one right now. They just haven't announced it because we had GTA 5 about 2 or 3 years ago. So they're
2013 is when it originally released.
yeah, so I feel like maybe in the next year or so we're gonna be hearing an announcement for them nearing, finishing the next Red Dead game. So
I would love it if they just come out here on like August,
yeah,
September, and just be like, yeah, Red Dead Redemption comes out November 15th,
yeah,
and just flatten the competition.
yeah. I'm down for that. Those announcements have been such a cool thing. It's a cool trend. The first game that did that was Fallout 4.
Yeah, Fallout 4 did that.
They've studios or the game industry finally figured out that announcing your games like 2 years ahead of time isn't always a good thing.
Except for EA. EA is the only
I
one
don't
that
know.
just can't seem to get that in their heads.
Yeah. I love the fact that when they announce it, it's just like, oh, it's coming out in the next couple months. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God, and you're gonna lose it.
Yes.
I'm like, I could play it instead of waiting like 2 years, and then in the 2 years, that game could be canceled. You never even know.
It could be canceled, or at the
Yeah.
very least, like you just get so much coverage, and there's betas and demos and let's plays, and like by the time you get it, it's like I kind of already know like the first 2 hours of this game.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So
It's just, it gets rid of that excitement and that mystery of like just popping a game in and just experiencing it for the first time all the way through.
yeah, Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that too. I love the element surprise. I just like going in it blind, not knowing anything. That's why, honestly, I don't watch a lot of let's plays or trailers of newer games coming out.
Yeah,
Just for
I'll
that.
watch like the opening trailer and then
Yeah,
I'll
just
watch the launch trailer and that's
yeah,
about it.
yeah, just a cinematic trailer and whatever. But watching someone get pre-access or early access to it and playing it, I'm not a big fan of that.
Yeah,
So
unless I'm like if the jury is out on the game or whatever, like if
mhm.
I'm not sure about the game,
Yeah,
I might watch that. But for games that I know I'm excited about, there's no reason to.
yeah, exactly. I agree. But yeah, so back to Red Dead Redemption. If you guys haven't played it and you guys missed the opportunity to play when it originally came out on the 360 and PlayStation 3, definitely pick it up and play it now. Again, as we mentioned, it's like $7.50 on
Yep.
Xbox Live, the digital version.
Yep.
It's one of the best gaming experiences slash stories that you'll ever get to play through. Their characters are memorable. Like it's just like a classic Grand Theft Auto game where it's just a really good story and the gameplay's fun. But this is set in the West, the old West, the Wild West, and you play as John Marston, and it's chaos ensues. Basically, you just get pushed right into the action.
Yeah, and the rumor for the second one is that it's a prequel because the Red Dead Redemption kind of takes place at the end of the Wild West because it's
Yeah.
like 1910.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So like the civilization is just starting to move in,
Yeah.
and it's sort of like this kind of the final glorious blaze of the Wild West before it
Yeah.
gets just taken over by all this modern industrialization. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But the sequel is actually apparently supposed to be a prequel
Okay.
because if you were to go any later, there really isn't any more Wild West.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're
Absolutely.
gonna have to go back and so that'll be interesting. Maybe they'll do something like recent, like just like right after the Civil War would be an interesting take.
Ooh, that would be interesting. Yeah.
Depending on where they put it. So that'd be kind of cool. You could. Maybe you're like an ex-Confederate or ex-Union guy just looking to make his living after the war or something like that. Who knows?
That'd be really cool.
Sure.
I mean, whatever it's gonna be amazing because Rockstar
Oh.
never,
They never screw up because they take
Yeah.
their time. They don't push
Yeah,
anything.
yeah, exactly. And I would be interested in that. I mean, the characters are what's important to me when it comes
Right.
to like Rockstar games, and there's
And the shooting, the gunplay,
oh
the
yeah, the
gameplay
gunplay
is
amazing.
fantastic as well.
Oh
so.
yeah, amazing. But yeah, so pick it up, play it, do yourself a favor, play it. It's great. There are tons of stuff. If you think that that game in particular, of any other Western game that's ever been made, I think Red Dead Redemption captured the West perfectly. Where it would
Absolutely.
be like you could ride your horse from town to town, but it would take you like 15 minutes because
It was
there's
a
like
huge map.
yeah, it was like barren land. It was like desert. It was mesas and all that stuff. There's crazy amounts of detail that was put into this game.
Yeah.
And
And just so many of those like kind of classic random Elder Scrolls moments where
Yeah.
you're just walking through the world and like something happens.
yeah, you get like attacked by legendary creatures, which are like
Yeah, attacked by
bobcats
legendary creatures, yeah.
this is all that's cool. It's really
Or
cool.
you like walk into a town and like
Yeah.
a prostitute busts out of out of a door and is getting chased
Oh,
by
yeah.
this like drunk dude, and you can kind of like
Knock 'em
watch
out
everything
or-
unfold and do
yeah.
nothing. You can kill the dude. You can.
Yeah.
It's just
It's
so many
great.
of those moments that just completely just take you into the immersion of the game.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, there's, I think I ran into one time a train robbery where like these bandits were chasing a train or something like that. I don't remember. Yeah, I was like, that's so awesome. Like the attention to detail is amazing in that game. It's so good. But yeah,
I'm so excited to get back into it.
yeah, definitely check it out. We'll definitely be playing it. And yeah, pretty much. And what else happened this week? Let's see.
Inside came out.
Oh,
Just to
Inside.
stay into the Xbox lane here for a
Yeah,
minute.
yeah, Inside. It's from the same creators of Limbo.
Yes.
So it's kind of like almost the same art style, and it's just it's a what is it? I know you've played it a lot.
Yeah.
And you liked it. You finished it.
Yeah, I loved
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. See? Cool.
It might even be like Game of the Year contention. Good.
Oh wow. Very
yeah.
nice.
Just like you just play through it, and it's just a constant battle in my brain between loving the game as a game, like the platforming and the
Mm.
puzzles and the physics of all of it is top notch gameplay. It's fun to play and
Yeah,
control.
that's good.
But like you're constantly it's very simple it wants you to not have to think about the game very much. Nothing is explained. There's no text, there's no speech. You just figure it out.
Oh wow.
Like you know what you're doing. You're a gamer. Like
Yeah.
you'll figure this out, and you figure it out in 2 minutes. You have everything. For whatever reason, just it's so natural and innovative. And that's just the controls, and like you said, the art style is gorgeous. They make a little bit more use of color.
Okay.
So like the little boy's shirt is red,
Oh.
and like there are lights, and it actually is in color. It's just like
Yeah.
this really like dark
Yeah.
greens and grays, and
Hmm.
it's just so you never really know what's going on. Like the whole time you're just like, oh, I wonder if this, there's just so many just mysterious. It's just so just enigmatic. The whole thing is
Yeah.
like I just don't know what's going on. What the fuck is happening right now?
That's my exact reaction when I watched that trailer. And shameless plug here. The trailer watch that we did for Inside was,
Yep.
I had the same reaction. I'm like, what in the hell is going on? I was like,
Yeah.
it was
And the
just-
whole game is like that, but it's not frustrating. It's just
Yeah.
it's motivating. You're like,
it's
I
just,
have
yeah,
to
I
see.
want to know more.
And like I won't spoil anything, but the end you do not see coming from at all, like at all. And it totally changes the tone of the game, the way the game controls. It just you're like, what the fuck is going on right now? And then it just ends not really abruptly, but like it's just very unceremoniously.
Okay.
The credits roll. It goes back to the opening page that says Inside.
Mm-hmm.
When you open the game and you first start the game, it just says Inside and has a forest, and that forest, that wind
Yeah.
that blows through the trees, that sound.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that, and it just sits there. And like I sat there for a while, like, oh, like am I supposed to hit a button or?
Yeah.
So I just hit a button, and it just the words, the inside fades away, and the boy jumps down from this log, and you start the game again.
Oh wow.
And you're like,
Interesting.
okay.
Yeah.
So it's oh man, it's one of the best 3 hours that you'll spend on a small game like this. Just so good. You have to play it. You have
Yeah.
to play it. Don't
Yeah.
let it get spoiled before you
Yeah.
play it.
Yeah, definitely check it out. I've heard nothing but great reviews for it, so keep an eye out for that. Another topic I want to just switch up gears here. Just recently, in the last week or so, competitive has been competitive playlist has been released for Overwatch, and a lot of our friends have been playing that nonstop and getting ranked and all that, and it's fun so far. It's not like, when you think of competitive and like say for example League of Legends or anything like that, you think that it's a more serious tone. And although
Sure.
it is the Overwatch competitive is a little bit more serious tone, but it's still the fact that it's enjoyable and it's fun to play. There is no pressure for you to perform like above what your level is. It's just makes it more fun. I think. I honestly think that just playing the competitive versus just the regular playlist, just there wasn't a huge difference. I just play the game like I normally played and just.
Well, the way that game is structured, it just encourages you. It encourages teamwork, not
Yeah, exactly.
single elite play.
Yeah, exactly. I have multiple friends that have told me that they play League of Legends, where in League of Legends you play one role and you're supposed to be really good at that role.
You better be.
Yeah, you better be. And unless you are, you really suck really bad in League of Legends, your other teammates could carry you. But
Yeah.
in Overwatch, it's such a meshed team team first play style that you guys have to work together, time things out. Just communication is a huge thing in Overwatch. So I feel like it's just been one of the best experiences this year for me in gaming. Speaking of Game of the Years, I think Overwatch is front runner for me for Game of the Year. It's just for the fact that the amount of hours, the amount of time and friends and all that good memories. that I've had with it so far have been just fantastic. That and I think Stardew Valley and Overwatch are battling it for so far. Still plenty of time left so far for Game of the Year for me.
Both of which I still really need to dig into. God dang it. There's just so many great games, man.
This year has been ridiculous for games.
And there's so much more to go.
There's so much more to come. It's ridiculous. Like, there's games that after doing some of those trailer watches that I just cannot say no to. Like, I have to have them. I have to play them. You know,
absolutely agree.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a crazy
great
year. This year literally is going to be one of the craziest years for Game of the Year, I think, in recent history, I think.
And we were saying that last year.
Yeah, we were saying that.
It's just been a good few years.
Yeah,
man.
it's been a really good few years.
I remember 14 was pretty.
Yeah, that one's pretty shit.
Because I remember we had trouble filling out the whole ballot for Game of the Year. We were like, well, Dragon Age and Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah. And just throw some other stuff in there.
I guess we'll find some other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this year's gonna be crazy for gaming, in general. There's a lot of things. Would you consider now? Let's say, for example, if you really fell in love with Pokemon Go, would you ever consider that for Game of the Year?
Yeah. I mean, if I fell in love with it, it was a great game. I mean, I know
in general, would you consider a mobile game ever Game of the Year? Would it be a contender at least?
That's tough because I'm not the kind of person who wants to look down on any type of gaming because I love that people play whatever they want to play. Mm-hmm. Generally, when I vote for the Game of the Year, they're usually like the really extremely story-driven games.
Okay.
That's just because for me, like, same with films, like what emotionally impacts you the most. Like for me, even though I know video games are number one, gameplay is king kind of a thing. Yeah. But for whatever reason, like I've always tended to lean toward a game that I connected with on an emotional level. Mm-hmm. Even if I didn't absolutely love the gameplay, if I'm like thinking about the storyline well after, that's usually what I end up voting.
Okay.
Just for me, but that doesn't mean I would say would never say never. Like, mobile gaming is going to grow and grow and grow. Pokemon Go is taking the world by storm right now. I mean, it's all over Facebook and people are obsessed with it. So like, I wouldn't be outraged if someone wanted to, if someone elected it as their game of the year or whatever. Like it's a video game, you know?
Yeah, I would say the same thing.
I don't think it necessarily would meet the criteria for me, like what I would pick, but I need to play it. I'm not going to make that decision until I play it.
Right. Okay. Yeah, definitely. We all here as a group, we always decide on, of course, everyone has their bias, everyone has their, favorites and least favorites and blah, blah, blah. For me, I think it's, for you, narrative, you and I have the same thing. We have narrative base, which is really high on our list. Gameplay is really high on my list as well, but that's
for me. That's probably second.
Yeah,
it's hard to say because if gameplay's really bad, then even a great story is hard.
It could deteriorate from the overall experience.
Because you'd be like, fuck this game, and like you won't even play it. So
yeah, exactly. So
they're both almost equally important. But like if I play a game like, even like Overwatch. It's like Overwatch is an incredible. I mean, it's Game of the Year. It's probably going to win a lot of Game of the Years, I think.
Yeah, Game of the Year.
It's probably one of the best shooters of all time. I have barely even played it. And I can just feel that. You know what I mean? Like, and I played the beta, and I had a blast when I was playing the beta.
Right.
And so that doesn't really have a story, but it has tons of character to it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So like there's that game, and then you'd have something on the complete opposite of the spectrum that has just tons of narrative, but maybe the gameplay's not as good. So you put those two together, like what did you have more fun with? What do you think is a better game? It's hard. It's never objective. It's always subjective. Always.
Yeah, absolutely. It's hard to just choose your favorite when it comes down to it. And that's why we have a committee basically when we go and vote for the Game of the Year,
right?
And not just like one. I mean, we could technically have like different genres. Maybe we'll try that this year. Maybe
so many damn games.
Yeah, there's so many damn games. But we usually do crown one thing like Game of the Year. So we'll see. I mean, it's too early to speak, and we're talking about this in July.
Yeah.
And there's
because that's like the halfway mark.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying like we still have like a whole half of the year left.
God, like the games. Yeah, we have a whole half the year, and we've already had Uncharted.
Yeah. Oh,
Dark Souls.
God, yeah.
We just have, Overwatch and Pokemon Go and Inside, and there's like a bunch of games like, Total War Warhammer.
Oh, yeah, I can't. Oh, yeah.
It's been amazing.
Okay, if we're going based off of just pure playtime, that game would win because I've just been playing nonstop. It's just so fun. Like I literally,
holy shit, Doom is. Doom. So many good fucking games.
Yeah, Doom as well. There's just been a plethora of games this year that we can't. So I mean, we might do something that we haven't tried before. Maybe they'll do genres. Well, maybe we'll do
genres and then give like we're definitely gonna do our game of the year. But.
Yeah, we'll do that game of the year. But I also we might consider doing like each individual person chooses their top 3 game of the years, and we'll compare the list. We'll put a list up for you guys, like a screen list or something like that for you guys to see. So yeah, I mean, we'll definitely consider that. Any final thoughts, Ian?
Yeah, actually, speaking of a previous game of the year.
Oh, okay.
A little something that I found out.
Oh yeah, I can't believe I forgot about this.
Well, there's a few things. This one I didn't actually tell you about earlier. There's a few things left we can cover pretty quickly.
Okay.
But remember how we were talking about the Skyrim remaster? We're like,
Yes.
I mean, it looks beautiful. I'm totally down with them making it, but we don't need to play it, right? Well, I kind of changed my mind on that because people who own Skyrim on PC are getting remastered for free.
Oh.
Free of charge, my friend.
Wow. Okay, great deal.
So I don't know if if it's sitting in my Steam library.
Yeah. You can't say no.
I'm probably gonna download that shit and
give it a try. Yeah, I would too. Honestly, I mean, like, here's the thing with that. The amount of sheer hours that you put into the game. For me, that was what's keeping me back from investing that much time back into it again.
And I might not do a huge playthrough again, but like I wasn't even planning on like playing it.
Maybe just walk through the world and see the high.
Yeah, just create a character and just treat it like one of those back burner games where you're in the mood, you pick it up for an hour or two, and like I'll just keep playing it over the years. I mean, it's gonna hold up.
Oh yeah, absolutely, definitely.
So I just wanted to say that because I love Bethesda for doing that. Yeah. And the only reason they're not doing that for console players is like with a PC, it's installed on your computer.
Yeah.
So they know that you own it.
Yeah. Plus, you can't really just transfer it and all that stuff. So,
right. Well, like if I own an Xbox One, I can't prove to you that I own it.
Exactly.
On Xbox 360, I might have the achievements, but what if I borrowed it from a buddy?
Yeah. Exactly.
So that's why they're not. It's not like they're like not treating consoles well.
Yep.
Other things to wrap up. BioShock Collection was announced.
Yes, the remastered, right?
Yep. Remastered. So. Now, it really is like a retouch remaster. Yeah. It's like, 60 frames a second, 1080p. I'm glad they're doing it, though, just because, for whatever reason, there seems to be a lot of people who didn't play the first one.
Oh, yeah.
You haven't even played through the whole one, right?
I've played through half of it so far, yeah. I just never really got around to it. That is another game that's a big time investment, too. Is gonna play through.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a 12 to 15 hour campaign.
12, 15 hours. But it's like stressful. It's stressful is what it is. It drags it out a little bit because of like you're always worrying about something going around the corner and getting you and stuff.
Yeah, so, definitely. Yeah. The first one is like it's not on my top 10, but for me, like if I'm trying to be objective, I do think it's one of the better games ever.
Yeah. Okay.
Just from an original art design, like Skyrim, which is fine. Skyrim ripped that gameplay right out of BioShock.
Oh yeah. Especially the hand. Yeah.
That's all BioShock right there, which is just brilliant. Like that's the first time I'd ever had anything like that, and it all mixed together, and you could spray water on them and then electrocute them, and you could shoot bees at people.
Environmental
it's
damage,
crazy.
and there's tons. It was a very innovative game actually. To think about it, to think back, it's a very innovative because a lot of the mechanics, a lot of the settings and stuff like that, games following it have taken from it, borrowed from it, whatever.
Yeah,
But yeah,
and the game is like a commentary on Ayn Rand's philosophies and stuff. I mean, it goes
Yeah.
deep, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's a very good game. Honestly, although I haven't beaten it, it's a great, fantastic game that if it's coming out remastered, retouched, whatever it is, I would give it a try. I honestly would. I already have it on PC, so I personally probably would not pick it up again.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
if
No,
you haven't-
no, I don't think I would either.
Yeah, if you haven't ever played it or anything like that, haven't even heard of it, definitely give it a try. First one was the best. The second one was okay, and the third one is pretty good too.
It was good. I just at the end with the big twist. I won't say what it is, but they kind of tie them all together in Infinite.
Yeah.
But for me, I think I would have enjoyed it more if they just hadn't called it BioShock.
Yeah, something else.
Like, just call it something else.
Yeah.
Because, like, and that's just me being picky, but I just felt like BioShock had been so established for me as, like, Andrew Ryan and this Art Deco world and the ocean and, like, and Rapture, and, like, that was the universe.
Yep.
And they're like, okay, well, now we're going to do a city in the sky. It felt kind of forced. I'm like, why are you calling it BioShock? Like, it doesn't have to be BioShock.
Yeah, it could be
until you get to the end and then you realize it is actually connected.
Yeah.
Last thing, I just wanted your reactions. Evolve is going free to play on PC.
Oh yeah, Evolve. I've actually talked extensively with Jimmy about this because Jimmy and I we were the very first to be on the Evolve train when it first came out last year.
Right.
And we played it for like maybe a month, if that, and we just got really bored of it. Here's the thing with it. It's a game that requires teamwork when teamwork wasn't a huge thing back like a year and a half ago.
Right.
A lot of more games have come out recently that encourages teamwork, and the gaming community has gotten better about accepting that and just going with the terms. But the game itself, so you played either 4 hunters. You guys would be on a team. You guys would communicate, try to hunt down this beast. Now the beast would be on their own team. They would have no one to talk to. They would just be like alone trying to figure this whole thing out. So it's hard. It's hard to play the beast, but it's when you're playing the hunter, it's also hard when you're not communicating with the team. So maybe switching it to free to play would help encourage people to give it more of a chance, give it some time, get good at the game, figure out strategies, stuff like that. Because I know I was reading an article how the community for Evolve dropped off in like a month after the game was released.
It Titanfalled.
Yeah, it wasn't there. It wasn't a fun game if you think about it. If you're the monster, who would you be? You're competing against 4 other people. You're by yourself.
Absolutely. You weren't really powerful enough, and and it was also like partly 2K, the publisher's fault.
Yeah.
Because they had over $60 worth of cosmetic DLCs with launch.
Yeah, which
it just sends the wrong message.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm totally okay with paying for DLC, and I'm actually okay with paying for cosmetics.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't impact gameplay.
Yeah.
So like that's actually okay with me, but to launch with 2 different season pass packs.
Yeah.
And like your entire game is all like they just like when you open the menu, it's like buy.
Yeah, to touch on that as well.
It made a bad impression. Like.
To touch on that part, like the $60 game, there was very little content in the game itself.
No story mode at all.
There was no story mode. There's literally like 5 maps that came out with it, and there was like 2, maybe 3 monsters that you could choose from, and then
and you
one
had to pay
of each
for the rest
hero.
of the stuff.
Yeah, you had to pay for the other monsters. You had to pay for the other heroes versions of whatever class you're playing. So it was crazy. It was such. That's the worst way. If you ever want an example of how not to do a game with microtransaction, that's the way to do it. If you're gonna do that, and that's perfectly fine, make it a free-to-play game, which they are going to do now, and add all those extra stuff in there for people to pay for. That's fine. But don't make somebody pay $60 for the game
and then immediately bombard them with how they can pay more.
Yeah, it was not cool with me. I didn't like it, and after a while, after Jimmy stopped playing, I stopped playing because there's just nobody to play with. It was just got really boring,
As someone who's played the game, I was reading an article and listening to a Game Informer podcast. Mm-hmm. So in order to make it more accessible.
Mm-hmm.
They're taking the trapper's main weapon, which is the big dome trap,
Yeah.
and they're giving that to all 4 of the hunters,
Huh.
and it's going
Interesting.
to last longer.
Oh wow, that's really gonna suck for the person playing the monster
That's
because
what I was wondering. And plus, you
uh,
give it to all 4 of the hunters now.
yeah.
It's no
Now
longer trapper.
Now you know what would I think my improvement in this game. The one thing that I would say is have a playlist. It doesn't have to necessarily be the only playlist, but make a playlist where the monster is just a really smart AI. Like just have 4 players compete against an AI. You
Or give
know,
it more health and
yeah, or
more.
give it because like the monster is already at a disadvantage right off the bat. Like
Yep.
the whole thing was like as the longer the match goes, the monster gets stronger. But right off the bat, the monster's super weak. So giving all 4 players the dome is going to increase the win percentage of all the hunters by 100%. It's going to be ridiculous. There's no way unless you're an amazing monster, which
Yeah.
a new player is not going to be.
No, no, not at
So
all.
that's why I think that if they take the monster away and put an AI in there for one of the playlists, like a really smart AI, like an alien, like colonial or whatever, that AI kind of like evasive but also hunting you kind of thing. They need to program something like that for the monsters that they can.
Oh
The
yeah, like you
hunters.
mean like Alien Isolation?
Isolation. There you go. Isolation. That AI could be like your enemy, and it would encourage more teamwork, and be talking more and all that stuff because it's
Yeah, I
just
mean,
for you guys.
I almost wish someone would like mod the shit out of it and make it so where someone could play. That would be really cool.
Yeah,
Little multiplayer mode for Isolation. This
that's
one
what I'm
person
saying.
plays the alien, right?
That would be actually really cool. Actually,
Hunt 4 Marines.
yeah, that'd be really cool. But yeah, I think that. So I mean, to wrap it up, I think it's a
Yeah,
good move financially by
yeah, and it
2K,
makes sense.
but I'll give the game a second try just because it's free, but I don't really expect too much from it. It's still gonna be
That's the way to go,
decent,
right? I mean,
yeah.
that's
Yeah, it's
with the exception of a few games where you just know.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Uh, like if they make a Red Dead Redemption 2, I just know it's going to be great. I
Yeah.
have zero problem with,
Yeah.
but yeah, just approach these new releases with a healthy dose of skepticism.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like the competitive, if you're especially the developers that are all talking about how the Evolve was going to be a competitive esport game. Most, if not all, the esports games nowadays are free because it gives you the access to the fan base that you want to make your money from. So making it free is not a bad idea if you want to make it a really a long lasting franchise. So
Absolutely.
but yeah, any final thoughts about that or
No, I think
anything?
that just about covers it. It's kind of a slow time right now, but
Yeah.
there was some really cool stuff this week, and we wanted to get back into the gaming news and chill groove now that
Yeah.
E3 is finally over.
Oh man, we shotgunned those trailer watches like nobody's
Yeah,
business.
we were like, fuck it,
Yeah.
just release them all.
Yeah, it's just shameless plug again. They're all in our
One of yours was doing really well.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Like 30, 40 views within
Oh.
like the first couple days.
Oh, wow.
I'll have to go back and remember which
It-
one it was.
it
I was
probably-
I was going through and watching them, and like, I was like, "Whoa, this one's doing really well."
Oh, that's awesome. That's
One of
cool.
my Total War, my first Attila,
Oh.
Age of Charlemagne,
Uh
has like 150 views out of nowhere.
huh. Interesting.
It had like 20 for the longest time. I don't know what's going on. It's weird. It's like people
the-
are like coming in watching stuff. So.
Yeah, the Total War franchise. The people, that's a tight knit community right there.
Yeah,
So,
I guess so.
So you guys keep sharing those videos. Our trailer watch playlist is over there. Check it out. We have tons of Let's Plays. If you're new to the channel, of course, always like and subscribe. Comment if you want to talk to us. We're always answering questions and whatnot.
Yeah, we always respond.
Yeah, so, and we appreciate you guys chilling with us tonight. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So,
Alrighty, guys.
keep it weird, you guys.
Later.